All right. So here's the two terms that you're going to see in story problems that often will cause some confusion. Okay, so if you want to understand what they're asking, make sure you have your notes on it. All right, angle of depression and angle of elevation really are the same thing. It all has to do with your perspective. Okay, so if you're down on the ground, okay, so here's your eye level right here, and let's say you're looking up to the top of a building. Okay, so if your eyes move from this horizontal in an upward direction, that's called angle of elevation. All right, so if we had a problem that stated you're standing at the base of a building and you're standing 50 feet away from that building, and when you look at a point at the top of that building, the angle of elevation is 62 degrees. Okay, how tall is that building? Okay, so this is the type of a question that you might see. So if you know the angle of elevation, that means it's starting down at the bottom and looking up. So that's this rotation. And so when you look at that, or the way that you would diagram it, 62, h is your unknown, you're standing 50 from the building. So what trig ratio relates these three pieces of information? Opposite and adjacent, which is tangent. And so you'd set up the tangent of 62 degrees is equal to opposite h over adjacent 50, solve for h. Okay, and I'm not going to go through the calculation on this, I just want you to know how to set it up. All right, what if they said that you're standing on the top of the building looking down. So now your eye level is up here. And again, it's always based on looking across the horizon or flat across. And let's say you're at the top of the building and you look down at a tree or a bench or something down at the street level. And the angle of depression is given. So let's say the angle of depression is 70 degrees. Okay, that's this rotation right here. Does everybody see that the angle of depression is not an angle that's contained in the given triangle that you will probably use to solve your problem? And so when you look at the triangle formed here, the angle of depression is not that upper angle, which is the hue. It's mistaken a lot for that. And the angle of depression is from the horizon rotated down. Right? So if you were solving a problem like this, so let's say this angle of depression was 70 degrees, and let's say the height of the building was 50 feet, and you want to anticipate how far away from the building was that bench. Okay, what could you do with those measures? You have a couple choices.
Can you say that like the angle inside is 20 because the outside is 70?
Okay, good. So one possibility is to imagine that in your diagram this whole region is 90 degrees, which leaves 20 for inside. And then you could set up your trig ratio. So what would relate this angle of 20 to this side and this side? Opposite and adjacent again, so tangent. So you would say that the tangent of 20 degrees is equal to opposite x over adjacent 50, and you could solve for x. Okay, so that's one possibility. The other possibility is to use some properties from geometry, which are this angle of depression. How does that relate to this angle of the angle of elevation? They're alternate interior angles of parallel lines. Do you guys remember that from geometry? They're equal. So the angle of depression is just the angle of elevation. They're interchangeable. And so you could have said that this was 70 degrees, and if that's the case, you could have used the tangent of 70 is equal to opposite 50 over adjacent x. So both of these calculations would give you the exact same value.